is Captain Chaudhary. This is my fifth video and I'm going to speak about the registration process, registration of Indian ships. In one of my earlier videos, in fact the first video, I had said the different kinds of situations or ships, for which the registration would be allowed and the registration would be done. So I will not repeat that, but what I will talk today is in respect of the general process of registration of the vessel. So if a person wants to become the ship owner or joint owners or company's representative, basically they have to prove the eligibility. Eligibility in case of individual is he should be citizen of India. In case of company, it should be established under Central Companies Act, that is the National Act. And in the previous Merchant Shipping Act 1958, there was a provision of a company under Cooperative Society Act, and the major place of functioning of the company should be India. But now when we look at the new Merchant Shipping Act, there is a provision of Central Government Act, there is a provision of State Government Act, but the Cooperative Society Act, that particular part has been removed from the eligibility area. And then I suppose that if there are any rules in this respect, the central government will prescribe such rules. So once you are eligible and as a company, your major place of work is in India, you have eligibility criteria fulfilled. But as we know, there is now the provision of NRIs to become the owner, and the overseas citizen of India can also become part owner, or if there is a ship on bareboat come demise charter, or if there is a foreign flag vessel which is chartered by Indian, all these are the situations where the vessel can be registered. At the same time, vessel can be temporarily registered if the vessel is not Indian flag vessel and it has to be recycled. Before recycling, the ship will have to undergo some formalities, including the temporary registration of the vessel. And also, where I said that there is provision for registration of an abandoned vessel, right? So the rules will have to include all these new things. The central government will have to either make a new MS rule in respect of registration of the vessel. As we know, the previous rule is MS rule 1960 in respect of registration of Indian vessel. So no new rules or new prescriptions will have to come so that the central government is able to register these new categories of the vessels. This is one aspect. Now the second thing which is stated in the Merchant Shipping Act is you need to show the proof of the ownership of the ship, right? So if in case it is a new ship, you will have to have the agreement with the shipbuilder. So thereby certain details in respect of ship, including the tonnage which is measured so far of the ship and the other details, and that the ship owner has paid the dues, etc., will be there in the agreement if it is a new ship. And if it is an old ship, there should be instrument of sale. Instrument of sale means generally what it would state is what has been sold and what was given in lieu of the object. So if you have instrument of sale, that means you have become owner of the ship in case of second-hand ships. Then with these documents, that is eligibility document and the ownership of the ship document, the relevant person or the group of persons will visit the registrar. Now registrar, after taking these documents, will probably inquire like what are the probable names you want to suggest, like 2 or 3 names can be given, and You can say registrar does two things primarily now. One is he has to take the approval from the central government, that is DG shipping, before he can give the registration certificate. And DG shipping, earlier in the Merchant Shipping Act, it was stated that it will be within 14 days be returning the documents with the approval, right? But there is this DGS order. In that DGS order, it has been stated that this delay, the lot of delay that happens to the ship for no much reason actually, because ship is a commercial object and ship has to start earning as soon as it is built and the certificates are there with the ship. So as per this DGS order, it has been stated that once all the documents are given to the registrar, he should not take more than 3 days. In fact, he should register the vessel immediately, right? He should not delay it more than 3 days, which means that the approval that comes from the DG shipping should also not take a lot of time. So DG shipping, when they approve the name so that there is no duplication, etc., and there is no complexity, they will decide the name, they will give the official number to the ship, and there is a document which earlier was called, still it may be called, the form number 24, that is carving and marking note. In the carving and marking note, basically you have the government seal who has given this approval, and the name of the ship, official number, and the tonnage, which typically was called registered tonnage, but now as per the new rules, you have to have gross as well as net tonnage marked on your certificate of registry. And this particular form 24 is kind of an approval from the DG shipping that yes, everything is all right. And now as per this DGS order which I told you, the registrar should not delay the registration process for a very long time, preferably not more than 3 working days, right? Preferably it should be immediate. So this is what is the process. But hold on, while the registrar has sent the documents to DG shipping for approval, at the same time he would appoint a surveyor locally to find out the dimensions and size of the vessel, etc., so that a certificate of survey can be given to the ship. So once the form 24 or marking and carving note comes, the ship will be marked accordingly. So there are some specifications in respect of marking of the vessel. The name of the vessel in the bows will be written in Hindi and English, with the Hindi name in the superior position. And there are some details which are given in respect of the minimum thickness and the length of a letter, that is 1.3 centimeter and 10 centimeters. So that has to be complied with. So when we are talking about the marking, the name and port of registry will be in the stern area, and there are some areas where you can mark your official number. Official number typically can be on a brass plate which is posted in the wheelhouse, and it can also be on the main beam of the ship, right? And apart from that, the markings which are there on the ship are load line marks and draft marks. Draft marks to be painted at forward perpendicular and not more than 2 meters forward of the aft perpendicular, etc. So those things will be followed. So when the marking is completed on the ship, the surveyor will once again check whether the markings are appropriate, and finally the certificate of registry is awarded to the ship owner. Of course, the registrar will take all these documents in respect of eligibility to become owner, in respect of the entitlement of the ship, that is from the builder certificate or the instrument of sale, plus the documents in respect of survey, etc. So all these things are preserved by the registrar for the register book. Now the thing is, so many new kinds of situations are there in respect of registration, but these kind of ships or situations are not mentioned in the old Merchant Shipping Act, nor they are mentioned in the MS Rule 1960 for registration of the ship. So what happens is, the central government must quickly, swiftly make rules on these various subjects, like the procedure of registration of the vessel, the conditions necessary for registration of the vessel. Then you have different kind of situation. For example, situations like a bareboat charter, the foreign flag and Indian ship owner, and registration of the vessel in foreign country. Then registration temporary for a vessel that is to be recycled, registration of an abandoned vessel. For all these, there have to be the procedures, and then you also have to have rules in respect of what fees will be charged. So there are various other areas in respect of which the rules will have to be made. What you do when your certificate is defaced or mutilated, how do you apply to the rest? What should be done if you make any changes on the vessel? Of course, something is given in the Merchant Shipping Act also. But there are n number of issues. If we say that in a big way, India is going for increasing the horizon of registration of the vessel, so many number of rules will have to be made. If the ship is going to be owned by different owners, what is the provision in respect of share, the individual share? If the ship has to be sold, what is to be done in respect of transfer of share? What happens in case of death and insolvency? What happens if the vessel is registered in foreign country? What is the provision in respect of provisional certificate? What is the provision in respect of temporary pass? What is the provision in respect of the mortgage of the vessel? And what are the various formalities? All these areas will have to be addressed, and that's why there is a big task which the central government has to do at the moment in respect of making the rules in respect of various aspects of registration of the ship.